Chelsea must. They had better beat Tottenham. And I'm going to explain why in today's video. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that crap. We're here to break down this Tottenham versus Chelsea game for all of you guys, because I never really got the chance to discuss this game by myself. Now, I know we did the preview stream earlier, but it kind of fell out of control. I started going off on a tangent about why rivals shouldn't be trying to put this expectation that we have to be in the title race. And then we end up bringing in all the panel in early. So I'm here to break down this game solo by myself so you guys can get my pure, raw opinions on this game. So this video is being recorded 13 months to the day from when we battered Tottenham at their ground 4-1 in what was a game with very different circumstances to where we are now. Back then, Tottenham were unbeaten. Tottenham were quietly in their own title charge because, again, you're table toppers. You get to have that expectation when you're leading the pack. We're not in that position, but I'm going to divert away from that. They were unbeaten while we were struggling in the bottom half of the table. We went there in terrible form. We were getting bopped off the park. We conceded early. I think it was a Kulusevski goal. Conceded again from what was an offside goal. And at that point, I'm thinking, yo, we're holding 6 or 7 the way this is panning out for us. But then Tottenham just Tottenham it up in perfect Tottenham way. And we end up winning 4-1 in what should have been an 8-1 game. And I keep telling people from that one moment on, I don't respect this fixture. I don't go into this fixture worried. I don't go into this fixture thinking, damn, Tottenham might have something for us in this game. Because there is a clear mental block. How did Maurizio Pochettino do the double over your scrubby institution, especially at our ground when we had our biggest injury crisis and we were doing up #United rejects on our bench? How? How did we get to this point? And I'm meant to believe that this is a rivalry. This is not war. This is pest control. We have the better of them in terms of their head-to-head record. They have got one win at our ground since 1990. Meanwhile, we have the most wins at their ground out of anybody since they moved. We have more wins at their ground than they have at ours since, I think, 1983. There is a clear mental block whenever Tottenham come to play us. Even at our worst, the only time they've ever got a result against us was once, and it was under Graham Potter. Ridiculous. Now, that is just from a head-to-head perspective as to why we have to smash Tottenham on Sunday. Second of all, Spurs in general are an absolute mess. As per usual, but even for their standards, this is crazy. They got battered in a game where 1-0 looks unfair on Bournemouth yesterday. Fans and the manager are falling out. The Spurs fans are on to Daniel Levy again. These men are looking vulnerable as hell. They've got one win in their last 6. I know it was a 4-0 win away at the Etihad. It's a statement performance, but they didn't build on the statement. These guys have failed to win their last 3 home games, drawing to Roma and Fulham and losing to Ipswich Town at their own ground. And don't forget, these men hate a London derby too. They've won only 4 in their last 13. Their top 6 record is abysmal in itself. I don't think they've beaten anybody except Manchester United and City last season. Yeah, they've got 3 top 6 wins, I think, since Ange Postecoglou took charge. Now, don't get me started on their high line either. They play that high line against us, Chelsea will be feasting. All we have to do is drop our line a little bit further back and catch them on the break, and we've shown we can do that. We did that against Crystal Palace, for example, where we kept constantly hitting them on the break. So we're willing to do that against teams that we can have the better of. It's not just going to be when we have our backs to the wall, for example. These men have hella injuries as well. They've got no Romero, no Van der Ven, no Richarlison, even though that don't really matter. No Bentancur. Vicario is out. These guys are mid-table, injury-prone. Fans are fighting against the manager. It looks like it is set for a really, really toxic atmosphere on Sunday. As long as we head to the ground and we do our thing. And I've got no reason to believe why we shouldn't. We're the informed team. We're the team that's second in the table. We're the team that's the highest goal scorers in the league. And defensively, I still think we're good. It just comes down to individual errors. That's our biggest problem. Individual errors are our biggest issue when we are facing up against other teams. That's all that's come down to. That and Robert Sanchez in goal. And again, I have a big eye on you on Sunday. You've turned up against Aston Villa. Now turn up against Tottenham. You make that Aston Villa game the consistent part of your game, and maybe I won't be on to you as much. But for now, you are my biggest worry, Robert Sanchez. You are my biggest problem. And it's up to you to change that. But in terms of Chelsea, like, we are firing. We have the chance to make this, I think, 5 wins in 5 since the turn of the international break. A win also creates an 11 points gap on Tottenham, which I know, former side, they are still a fellow top 4 rival. And like we know, the race for top 4 isn't consistent at all. All Spurs have to do is pattern up for a couple games, and they'll be right back amongst everybody else in the mix for it. But as of now, they are going into this game out of form. And we must capitalize on it. I'm very confident for this. We're in excellent form. We're playing the best football that we've got in years. We're looking to make it 5 wins out of 5. And finally, a top 6 victory needs to come to the gargantuan and superior Chelsea. It must. So, I hope that explains well enough why Chelsea must be winning in this game. Now, there was a couple of Maresca quotes I wanted to go through. Some stuff about him saying he spent hours understanding on how to help the players. He's done a session, but we did an extra session for certain players to try and help find them. We review games, watch games, 5 assistants upstairs spending time to find the details, which positions, which to control the ball with, right or left foot, playing with which right or left foot. So there is a very, very detailed training regimen going for these players, not just from a physical perspective, but from a tactical perspective as well. He even said on Tottenham's unpredictability, they have very good players and a very good manager. What kind of problems they have, I don't know, but they're a fantastic team. You see the results 2 weeks ago, they beat City, so they are a very good team. AKA, this man's learned from Pep. He is a Pep disciple, bruv. He is already mastering one of Pep's arts, which is bigging up teams while they're in terrible form. It's like, yeah, you're good. You're good. Little pat on the head. Yeah, you're doing your thing, innit? Like, we're gonna take our 3 points, but hey, keep doing you, man. Keep doing you. On the amount of goals Chelsea are scoring, he said, also there's more things to do good. Not only score goals, you have to avoid conceding goals. Defensively, we are doing quite well. And I like that he adds that we're doing well defensively too. It's just we have to avoid conceding goals, which comes back to what I was saying before. Bozo moments. We really need to work on minimizing this crap because it's our biggest problem right now. It is our biggest problem by a mile. But yeah, defensively, we are doing very well. I think our structure is getting much better. It's just like, you know how we said a few weeks ago, there's an air of naivety about the Chelsea team. This is just another example of it. On the title race, he says, we're very happy for the fans. Absolutely, because they deserve to live this moment. They can dream. We are very happy. We work every day to also make them happy and proud of the players. I've said many times, I don't think we're there or ready to compete with Liverpool, Arsenal, and City. And every word I agree with in that. Especially when he says they can dream. And he's talking about the Chelsea fans. I won't talk down a Chelsea fan who thinks we could go for the title. Because I like that. And I know the Chelsea fans are talking with genuine sincerity about it. Like, they actually believe we can go for it. It's the rivals where I'm like, no, go away. Go away. To you lot, we were the blue £1 billion bottle jobs. To you lot, why is my torch up? What the hell? Weird. To you lot, we were the overinflated squad that has way too many players. We are the team that should have kept Pochettino and has a championship manager in charge. Now, after writing us off to this level, you have the nerve to put the title expectation on us. Just so you lot can say that if we don't get it, that we have failed our season and we can't just rest on being happy with getting into the top 4. No, you all lied. You're all wrong. You're all false. And you refused to listen to us when we said we're a manager away from this project starting. So go away. Your opinions are invalid. We don't need your opinions. We don't need your input on our institution. Sit back and worry about your own washed clubs instead of trying to think about ours. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Anything else he said? Both James and Fofana slowly getting better. It's a matter of weeks. Misha is still ill, but the rest are okay, so that's a good thing. Get well soon to Mudryk as well. And yeah, other than that, I feel like the lineup speaks for itself. I wouldn't make any changes to the team that whooped Aston Villa on the weekend, but I think Badiashile would be the defender that I throw in instead with Fofana out. Just because I think he's got a lot more I think the players trust in his passing a lot more than like a Tosin, for example. And like when it comes to defending, I think he's been a little bit better over the last few games. So I want to see what Badiashile has for us in the back line with Levi Colwill. So I think that would be the change I make. But for me, we should be beating them. My score prediction is actually going to be another 4-1. I'm going to go for another 4-1. Chelsea, do not let us down. Do not let us down. We must be coming back here on Sunday talking about how we finally got a win against a Big Six club. So we will see what you have for us. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button on your way out. And yeah, bun Tottenham, bun Pochettino, and as always, up the Chelsea. Up the damn Chelsea. Big up to every one of you. Up the Chelsea.